paperwork that she didn't even mess up yet? What really happened is James knew from day one that she wasn't going to live there. She told her broker. She filled out the form. Then 2 weeks later, she signed that power of attorney anyway, knowing that it's the exact opposite. Why? Because the power of attorney locked in better mortgage term. She tried to save money. That's intent, that's motive, and that's fraud. Now let's talk about how bad this all looks. Again, bad optics. It just looks potentially criminal. That's why on April 14th, the head of the Federal Housing and Finance Agency formally referred Letitia James to the Department of Justice. That's not just some Karen filing a complaint on Yelp. That's the guy in charge of Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, who oversees how federal mortgages are handled. And they're saying this looks like a felony. In this letter, he lays it out. James declared that the property was her principal residence on legal documents, closed the deal with favorable terms, and did it all while serving as New York's Attorney General, meaning she couldn't possibly live there full time. That referral opens the door to charges like federal wire fraud, bank fraud, mail fraud, and making false statements. And here's the wild part. Those are the exact charges her office has used to go after other people, including Donald Trump. Now, if you've been following this story, her and Trump have the beef. It's personal. All this is politics. Them going back and forth, tick for tack, trying to destroy each other.
You want me to sit in my seat and stand idly by and allow this craziness to happen? You can come after me if you want, but you elected me to stand up. You elected me to use the law. You elected me to go to court. You elected me to continue to challenge this administration. You elected me to stand up for the least of God's children. You elected me to continue fighting on.
I can say unrelated to that, she's a disaster for New York. She's a horrible, horrible human being. And I think she's a total crook. There's no question about it. But that's just my opinion. Pam's going to have to do what she wants. She's a very bad person. She's a very, very bad person who campaigned solely on, I'm going to get Donald Trump over and over again. She's a sick person. But that's has nothing to do with what Pam does. Pam is going to do what's right. She always does. I've known her a long time.
You know that the Trump trial was Letitia James' biggest moment. She hit him with that huge civil fraud case, claiming that he inflated his property values to get better deals on loans. And that's why the judge ruled in her favor and ordered Trump to pay over $454 million. And obviously, Trump is pretty pissed off about that. And the sad irony of all this is that it looks like she was doing something very similar, obviously on a lower scale, because she finalized her own Virginia mortgage, the one with the false declaration, just weeks before she started the trial. So while she was prepping her case about Trump's statements on loan paperwork, she was out there signing her own questionable documents. You cannot make this up. She prosecuted Trump for fraud while her own signature was still drawing on something that looked exactly like it. What's the difference between the two? Trump inflated values. James lied about the occupancy. Different moves, same playbook. Tell the bank what they want to hear, lock in the deal, and then cash out. So what now? I don't know at this point. Every day it seems like there's more and more damaging information about Letitia James. Again, this is all alleged, but it just does not look great. If the DOJ treats her like anyone else, this turns into a real investigation. If not, then we're looking at a system where some people get punished for lying on documents and others get promoted. So we have to be clear here. Yes, this is back and forth partisan issues and political stuff, but in terms of crime, it is not a partisan issue. This is a principal issue. If you're going to be the face of justice, if you're going to throw the book at scammers, fraudsters, people trying to take advantage of people, then your own hands need to be clean. You can't break the law on Monday and then lecture the people about ethics on Tuesday. Her lawyer tried to distract with legal citations, jargon, and a lot of timeline tricks, but all he did was basically point directly at the contradiction. He didn't bury the body. He just handed the shovel to the investigators and said, hey, dig right here. So here's the big question. Will she be held accountable? Or will this all quietly disappear because of her position? Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments below. Is this just a paperwork mistake, or did the state's top cop get caught doing the same thing she locked other people for? And before we bounce, appreciate new Patreon members and all the channel members. You guys are the engine behind this channel. If you haven't signed up yet, check it out. It's a lot of perks, first access to videos, all that kind of stuff. We're building something really special here. And also subscribe to my email newsletter. That's why I drop a lot of exclusive updates, behind the scenes breakdowns, and early access to stories before they even hit YouTube. We're getting very close to 100,000 subscribers. The growth over the past week has been extraordinary. To everyone who's new here, welcome. Appreciate you coming by. And to my day ones, thank you very much. From talking about DoorDash to now I'm talking about Letitia James. The channel's growing because we stay hungry for the truth. And as always, appreciate every single one of you. Let me know what you guys think about the story in the comments below. Thank you for taking time to watch this video, and I see you guys in the next video.